I am in Peterborough, Ontario.
In the south of France.
I'm in Sweden.
I live in the northwest of England.
It's a very broad topic, but that's okay because I loved everything, but I will say a few specific things. And I've said it before throughout the training, just the level of support that we've received from the instructors, but also the peer support is just next level. You guys have created this space where it's open and honest, and there's a lot of trust built in, even really early on when nobody knew anybody because we're all from different parts of the world and connecting online. And at first I was a bit like, how will this be online? Because I haven't done a lot of yoga videos online and stuff. I've always done stuff in person, but this worked for my schedule. And even from that very first kind of group long call that we had together, and we were put into the breakout rooms, and it was just immediately easy to connect with people who are around the world and just opening up. And you guys have really just made it a really welcoming space for people to be able to be themselves and be really vulnerable and share and grow. So it's a pretty special program you guys have created.
The four of you. I mean, you're totally different from one another. Like you all have a different approach, way of speaking. Even the smile. When I looked at the videos, you see Ali with Tina. Tina, sometimes she will sing and she has a big smile. Ali's more inside, and you have a different way, and Kristen is a different, and it's so complementary, and that's so nice actually, because basically it's like the mirror of all the sanghas, because the way that the four of you work differently with the different history, different feeling, different approach, mirrors the sangha, and that's why you're totally complementary, and that works so well.
I just love the fact that all the wisdom that you four teachers have and that you share, and that you're still so unique and different, but you all have your sort of specific personal tone. And I've just loved going through everything, and that it's really been a place of getting to know, become like embodied wisdom is literally what we've been practicing. And it's just been so broad, as we spoke about before, but still having covered so much, even though it's just been a 200-hour course. I just love that it's been so deep, and you've all felt just so authentic, you four teachers. And yeah, it's just been beautifully created and just felt so thoughtful.
I loved so many things about the training, everything about it. I was so excited with each module that would come out, and just each of the lessons, sort of really diving into the lessons and all the teachings in those, and the sadhanas that each of the mentors would put up, aligning with the module. They were just a wonderful way of diving into that certain chakra, and witnessing what we were learning about building a course and the arc of a class and the different postures and cues and benefits. Just all the learning materials were being demonstrated expertly by the mentors. So just all the educational aspects, just learning so much about the yogic philosophy and the chakras and teaching and ethics. All of it was just fascinating. And the guest speakers as well within the connection calls, they were a wonderful addition, and I could listen to those people, for hours. I've just loved the learning and listening and watching, and then taking part in and having a go at the teaching to start with was a real leap of faith, and I just kept with me the start before you're ready. And I think that is a real lesson for life as well. Just start before you're ready, and you can take it from there. Only giving positive feedback, again, is just a genius way of conveying and then learning from that. So yeah, so many things. I loved so many things about the course. Yeah, just so you were all so welcoming and encouraging and inspiring. I thank you for all of that.
Yes, yes, I do. I feel like I have made a couple of close connections with definitely with the instructors, but also with a few of the peers or my peers as well. A few names pop up right away who I've either became friends with then on Facebook, and then we're checking in with each other and learning about each other's lives on a more personal level and not just through yoga. And one person locally as well, we were able to meet up in real life and practice together too. So that was a really kind of cool connection that I was not expecting. And yeah, we've got plans to do other fun stuff together this summer and maybe collaborate a little bit in the future if that's a possibility. So yes, definitely made some real friendships throughout the group.
Well, I built very strong connections. And it's just so interesting how both in my Aditam group, obviously, where we met every week, that we built strong connections, but also in the monthly calls, where I probably even have some of the students I haven't talked to before. I've just seen maybe them posting something in the Facebook group, and still I feel this strong connection to them. Just going through this process together, and also people sharing so vulnerably in the Facebook community. In the monthly calls, even though I've never talked to that person before, I still feel like I can have very deep, vulnerable conversations. Yeah, which has been very special. Also, knowing that we're in different cultures and coming from all over the world together.
It's so refreshing to feel that, especially in this world now where it's so difficult, that you have a bubble. It's like a bubble of goodness, a bubble of no ego. Like, because we need to work on, we need to have a bit of ego to protect ourselves, but we need to erase the bad ego in a way that we need really transform to transmute that into light. And every time that basically I watch all of you and you have transmuted that ego in, and it's such a beautiful way of sharing the spirit of yoga, and it gives incentive to the sangha to keep going, because there's still so much you can work on yourself, and there's so much you can become the better version of yourself.
I loved that it was self-paced because I think people really need that in the world that we're living in right now, just with all the other things going on. I love that it's self-paced.
So I think I had my doubts about it being an online course, but it's just been so, I don't know if you say that word in English, like pedagogical, just the way it's been how it worked out in the Think classroom, and how it was based on the chakras, and it all just felt like it evolved together. And it was just so interesting how it flowed over to one chakra, and when we felt that we were not ready for the next step, it just felt like it all flowed so naturally. I loved all of the teachers. Yeah, I just love you all so much. It makes me want to cry now. I just feel like you, as I said before, that you were also authentic, and I just feel like you really, you were teachers, not only showing us and us, but having this incredible wisdom and sharing, being vulnerable with yourself, and just sharing your inner experiences and journeys, and like the way you had your teach in the studio about the heart and compassion theory.
The online format worked perfectly. I was curious to how it would work, and it might sound silly, but the fact it was online it's irrelevant, really. And I think it adds way more than it might have taken away. It's just so flexible and so all-encompassing, connecting with people from all around the world, being able to dive into these modules and lessons when it fitted in with you, and yet the regular facility for the connection calls weekly or a couple of times weekly, and then the long connection call where you could dive in a bit more and share again. And then the additons, which is another way of connecting and sharing with those sort of close to you in your own time zone, which would facilitate meeting a little easier. The Facebook community, again, it's another avenue for sharing and connection. And yes, it's as self-paced, but I suppose personally, with each month or a few weeks between the modules, I wanted to have completed one module before the next one came out. I set that as a mini target for myself. I found that very doable, and so yes, very accessible. All the different formats, all the different ways of connecting, just perfect for someone like me with a busy life, like everybody. Yeah, it's perfect for me.
I loved you guys, of course, seeing the way you guys come together and work together, because I think, well, I can only imagine how much behind the scenes work it is for you guys to create all the content, keep up with all the questions and stuff that are probably constantly coming through, and the way you guys support each other. And if one person has something going on, it seems clear that another person is able to kind of step in if somebody is got something going on in their personal life or traveling or something. You guys make a really good balance with each other, and you guys are all very respectful and loving towards each other. So it just seems like a really nice connection that you all have, and then that ripple effects into all the students and stuff like that, because we see you guys treating each other with so much love and care and respect, and then it sets the stage for us to also embrace that and carry that forward too.
The teaching team, just wonderful. Ali, Tina, Kristen, Laura, they sort of combine so beautifully. Definitely, the word team fits you perfectly. I felt like each of you was like make up quarter of the clock, and so together you were the whole. Just different, slightly different styles, a slightly different delivery, but just delivering this beautiful, complete package of different teaching sort of styles and personalities and energies.
You know, you're all different as well, and I just love that you sort of, yeah, you all have your unique styles as well in a way, even though you have the same ground. It's just been such a blessing having all of your sadhanas working through them all in the chakras, and yeah, exploring them.
Yes, I would definitely recommend this program to anybody, especially someone who is obviously seeking to become a teacher, but also somebody who's just curious about learning more about their own personal yoga practice and experience, and just looking to learn more about themselves, because that's what the program really does. Yes, it does set you up to be able to confidently teach, but it also teaches you so much about yourself throughout the entire program. I know I took a real in-depth look at myself and my values and things like that. And a specific example would be that I am a type A person, but this program really allowed me to let pieces of that go that were no longer serving me and that were causing me more anxiety in my life and affecting everybody around me. This program really throughout all the teaching and the learning and the breath work and the poses and the support and community and everything just really allowed me to trust where I am and to trust myself, and that it doesn't all need to be figured out, and that you can just let some things go and what's right for you will find you. And it's an ongoing process for sure. And I am excited to keep diving deep into it. But it's such a great overall learning experience for yourself, but like deeply.
Why I would recommend this is this training particularly because it's not only yoga as an exercise, as a gymnastic. It's yoga, it's the spirit of yoga. It's an integration of all the limbs of yoga, and that's so important. And you, with that training, you'd like to go further. You want to learn more. You want to push yourself and go, you know, because it's only 200 hours actually. The four of you show that we can push ourselves better. But the offering and the giving, you don't get that anywhere. Like that's the most important part. And I think that's spirit of yoga.
Wow. Well, I would definitely recommend this training to anyone who's curious about yoga and who wants to learn a lot about themselves and who wants to commit to this wonderful, beautiful journey. Yes. And I'd recommend it to all the world leaders, really, as well, because the world needs more of this.
I would absolutely recommend this teacher training. Just the format that the training comes in, and all the wonderful, beautiful mentors and their teachings. It's absolutely a wonderful course to do. And if there's any part of you that would like to do teacher training, then give this one a go, because it's bound to fit your needs. One of the added extra wonderful things about the course is it was just fantastic and fascinating to connect with all the different people in all these different countries. It seems strange in a way, but also such a wonderful opportunity to connect and share with the different sort of cultures and different people, but at the same time you've got this common understanding and dreams and desires to delve deeper into the world of yoga and teaching. So also different, yet with that commonality, that similarity is an unexpectedly wonderful opportunity of the course.
Yeah. So if you've been thinking about taking a yoga teacher training, my advice is to do it. Even though you don't feel ready and you feel scared and you're super busy, there's never going to be a quote unquote perfect time to do it. It had been something I had thought about for years and put off and put off and put off. And finally, one late one night, I was just like, I'm doing this. And I'm so glad that I finally listened to that inner voice that just wouldn't kind of give up, because it's been life-changing for me. And I'm now on the path that I think I was meant to be on. And I'm so glad I did it. So if you have that kind of spark or that idea that's been rolling around in your brain or your heart or your gut, listen to it because it's right. Just trust it.